dying to continue interviewing people on the Kim Jacobs Show and trying to figure out how to do that without having to officially go into my studio. So today I am able to accomplish that goal. And as you see, you're able to still chat, put all of your comments and your questions over there. Today I have joining me on the Kim Jacobs Show, none other than my friend who's my ride or die, who's willing to officially come on here and try out this new technology with me. I just called her up. I'm like, girl, we going live. Shawn Hall, mother of 4 beautiful daughters. Hey, Shawn.
Hey, Kim.
And yes, we sound okay. So I'm excited about that too. So Shawn Hall, mother of 4 girls, I love dearly. Mariah, JL, Gracie. I know she don't want to be called Gracie because she's a teenager. So Grace, please excuse me. Grace and Zoe, a mother of 4 lovely girls, all superstars in their own right, and married to Carl Hall, which my husband went to college with Carl, been roommates throughout their college years, and we've been friends for over 30 years. Carl and Shawn have been married for 17 years, going on 18 real soon here. And I'm just excited to have Shawn here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So, hey, Shawn.
I'm grateful to be here, Kim. Thank you for inviting me, letting me try out some new technology too.
Oh, I can't wait for us to just continue. If you want to be interviewed on the Kim Jacobs Show with this new technology that I have, please inbox me and let me know. I will be happy to get you on. And any type of donation towards the show and Gabe's Heart Foundation is greatly appreciated because I'm trying to help get people out there, but I'm also trying to be socially responsible and being able to give back to the community. So what better way to do that than if you want to donate to Gabe's Heart, or if you want to donate and put it to Kim Jacobs Inc., I'll be able to use some of those funds to be able to bless the community. So keep that in mind, and that's through Cash App. You can reach out through PayPal and even through Facebook and all different types of means. If you ever want to donate, there are so many different ways to do so. So let me make sure that we are live on my page too, so I can see if it's live. How do I know? Join me live on this link. Wait a minute. Okay, you're already on as my link. So good. So I'm excited. Comments from Facebook Live posts will appear here on. Okay, so I need somebody that's on Facebook Live. If you would put a comment so I know that some people out there can see us on this broadcast. Because usually it's going to the public. I'm trying to just make sure everything's going smoothly here. And Shawn, if you could on your end, look and see if on my page if you see it.
I think if I do that, it'll take me out.
You're on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to ask people right now. I posted to say, can anyone see the live right now? All right. Be live TV. The comments from Facebook Live posts will appear on here. Okay, good. So I'm sure it's going to appear here soon. Again, thank you, my friend Shawn, for coming on and doing my pilot episode of this new software. It's all, you know what? I'm really not afraid of new technology because I think it's good to try new things and to see what the end can be. You don't know unless unturned every single stone. So I'm going to use this technology as long as it serves me well and serves people like you well. That's going to get your message out.
Yay.
So, Shawn, you know what? I thought this would be a good kickoff for you. Let me share with you what I wanted to start now. I don't own the rights to this, but I thought this would be a good start.
Oh, Lord.
What's one of her favorite songs?
Yeah. I love this.
All right. That's what I'm talking. Shawn, like lucky if you buck or something.
Lucky if you buck. Absolutely.
I just like that, Shawn. I was like, What are you saying? Nuck if you buck? We're
Nuck
like,
if you buck.
what or what? Anyway, I'm so glad to have you on, Shawn. And today I want to give people the opportunity to just learn more about you as the founder of All Roads Education. Tell everyone about yourself.
All right. So, first, thank you for having me here. I'm always happy to be with a balanced doctor and bringing a little bit more balance to the lives of your viewers. As you said, I'm Shawn Hall. I'm the founder of All Roads Education, which is an education consulting company, and my focus is on college admissions and scholarships. And I always get asked, how did I get into it? And I want to say more or less I was born into it because I've been on a college campus since I was about 18 months old when my mother decided to go back to college and finish her education. And fast forward many, many years, I realized that being able to have an education really was the road to everything, hence the name of my company, All Roads Education. And so, what I take great pride and joy in doing is assisting families in their quest to be debt free as their children are trying to get a college education. And my expertise has been heavily sought out throughout the country. I've been able to work with children like yours, Kimberly, with Frank Jr., along with Ivan, getting them scholarship monies and making sure that they're able to take advantage of what they've been working so hard for while in high school, which is those good grades, those test scores, which the result can be a full ride scholarship or just scholarship money. So that's who I am and that's what I do.
Well, that's really good. And if you saw me looking down, it was because I had someone telling me that the actual video looks good and it sounds good. And so I wanted to make sure everything was flowing
Love it.
smooth versus having this whole interview take place and then nobody get to hear what you're saying, which is some great
Right.
information. And
Thank
Shawn,
you.
I know you said you grew up in a household where your mom was heavy on education as well. Did you talk
Yes.
about that? You want to talk a little bit more
Just
about
a
that?
little bit. So my mother got married, and before she got married, she was at Bennett College. She got married, then got pregnant, and left school for a number of years. And the marriage didn't go so great, but she knew that education would take her where she wanted to go. She always had aspirations of getting a PhD. And so she went back to Bennett, and I think at the time I was maybe 18 months old. And so all throughout my elementary years and adolescent years, I was on some kind of campus of higher education. And so for me, it was never a question of am I going to college, but which college am I going to attend? And I chose Bennett because of the rich heritage and legacy that they have. I had a great aunt attend Bennett. My mother attended Bennett, and I attended Bennett. So, third generation Bell, if you will. And my mom did go on and get that PhD while I was at Bennett. She was at The Ohio State University getting her PhD. And I just realized that education continues to be the catalyst for so many things that we want to do. And in this day and age, people say, is a college education necessary? And I would say, yes, it's the type of college education because as of 2020, 68% of all jobs require some level of college education. That
Yes.
doesn't mean a 4-year degree necessarily. It could be trade school, it could be an associate's degree, but there's some level beyond high school that people are going to have to access if they want to be able to make a viable life for themselves.
Okay, that's real good information.
Thank
Now, what are three things that parents, especially with the whole coronavirus taking place and it's at pandemic proportions, and people are really concerned about the graduating class of 2020, and even
Yeah.
children that are up and rising, juniors and seniors, they don't know what to do. What are parents able to do right now with this whole pandemic taking place from your perspective when it comes to pursuing scholarship funds?
Okay, so let's go there. In terms of pursuing scholarship funds, the first thing I would tell any parent to do is contact your school. I know that things are closed here in North Carolina until May 15th, but there are many school districts across the country who have allowed their faculty and staff to go some version of remote access. And so they are sending emails. I know I live in Mooresville, so my children have emails from their teachers. They had to log in and verify that they do have Wi Fi service, that they do have a computer, and they have the ability to connect. Reach out to your children's guidance counselor. Ask the questions that you want to know. Use, I think it's Power School,
Yes.
access Power School and see what your child's transcript is looking like. What are their current grades? Find out, send an email, find out from the guidance counselor how accurate those grades are, how accurate that grade point average is, so that you don't have to be surprised. With technology, there is no reason to be
No,
surprised.
no
No
reason.
reason.
Power
Go
School is a big deal.
go
Power
into
School,
Power School.
just go right in there. It's up to date information. And if you see that you're missing information regarding your child, you can reach out and send an email right from Power School to your teacher and say, I noticed that there's a 0 here. And they'll say, oh, that's just because I didn't put it in the grade book yet, or because your child didn't complete that assignment. So it gives you a chance to have a more hands-on experience with your actual teachers as you represent your children.
And that's critical because things happen. With technology, we're going to be relying on it heavily. So what I would say, if I were using Power School, I think we use something called Canvas, and I've done this. I use my phone and I get the Canvas on my computer and I take pictures, screenshots. Why? Because things can happen, technological glitches. I've heard this from a myriad of parents who said, it said 97. Then I looked again, it was a 57. But when you have the screenshot as your proof, you can send that to the teacher and say, hey, I showed this just yesterday and then it changed. That's the first thing I would do, is get a handle on where your child is. You don't have to ask them. You don't have to worry about them lying, because Power School, Canvas, they are your friends.
That's
So
correct.
that's step number one. Step number two, if I have a child who is in the class of 2020 and they are graduating, you want to make sure that you've got your applications in, that you've done everything that you needed to do to apply for college. If you're still awaiting a response, go onto the website and see what schools are doing. I just checked with UNC Chapel Hill, and they are running a reduced staff. And so for them, they put out to you the dates that they had regular admission, early admission, even what to do with waitlisting. So you can go on the school's websites that your children have applied to see what their policies are during this time frame. UNCG has a little chat bot. And so you can go right there on the bot and you can communicate. But make sure that you follow up with your children's schools that they apply to see where we are in this process. Make sure that you have portals, because everybody's going through technology. If there's a portal that they have set up for your individual child, make sure you have the password, not just your child. I know that they are young adults, but guess
I
what?
lived with that
I
with
know
Ivan.
it.
I'm like, there were times you would communicate and say, well, did you guys get this? And I'll say, Ivan, did you get it? And he's like, I'm like, oh, you have to play an active role in your own life. And
Yes.
so, but I did get those passwords based on your recommendation, and that did make
Yes.
a difference. So we
Get the
didn't miss anything.
passwords so you don't miss anything, because with these colleges, the deadlines go on by, and they are going to be lenient up into a point, because the truth of it is, and I'm just going to say it, they're still a business. They're still trying to run a business. And so you want to make sure that you have checked in with the colleges and universities. You've looked at your child's portal. Anything that's outstanding, you get that information in ASAP. Make sure that you send the emails. And when you send the email, always put yourself on copy so that you have it. The third thing I would say to do, if you have students who are juniors, class of 2021, there's still time on the clock. And you want to make sure that these students are spending the time at home, not just on PlayStation, not just on TikTok doing the renegade and the whoa and everything else. We need to
Right.
do the scholarship, whatever the
Like,
symbol is for
oh, how
that,
about that?
whatever it
Dab
is. Yeah,
that. We did that at the same time.
all of it.
But we would do the old school version, like, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes, all of that. Because you've got the time now. Now is the
Right.
time to say, you know what? I'm going to allocate at least 1 hour a day, at least 1 hour a day looking at these scholarships, because this is what I've told people. While your spring break may be extended, the deadline for scholarships probably won't be. Probably won't be. And people say, well, why not? They're at home too. Yes, they are. But most of their systems are automated. So now with that, they're having you to upload and send the application with a click of a link. That goes to their back office. They're able to send it to whomever they need to remotely review those applications. You don't want to take anything for granted and think that the world has totally shut down. It hasn't. And so you don't want to find out at the last minute that because you thought something was shut down because you're shut down, you miss out on money. So make sure
Great opportunities.
you get your deadlines. Go on, look at the deadlines. Now's a great time to have your kids do a spreadsheet. Utilize Excel. If you can't do Excel and that's just too fancy for you, old school piece of paper, notebook, write down the
Real
name of the
notebook.
scholarship, write down the date that it's due, and what you still need to get. And let me say this. Now that your teachers are home, this is a great time to send an email and ask Mr. So-and-so or Mrs. So-and-so for a recommendation.
That's
Now's the
right. You know
time.
what? And that's something again with Ivan that you told us to make sure we had ready, even
Yes,
if we weren't in application mode at that time. And that was so helpful because when it was time for us to meet the deadlines,
right,
and you actually said, "Hey, Kim, we need this information now." We already had it in our bag.
right.
So that's a great advice and
Thank
very
you.
helpful information. So you've made a tremendous difference in my household. So whenever I speak
Yay!
and interview you, it's from a personal perspective because so many scholarships like Ivan received that were scholarships I never heard of, and even about some of his health conditions and things that he qualified for that I would have never come across had I not encountered your leadership and your guidance through All Roads
Thank you.
Education. So
Thank
I
you so
hope that this
much.
information, I have some people trying to give me feedback on whether this interview is being heard across the broadcast, which I'm hearing that it is, and it sounds good and it looks good. So I'm grateful for that. Next
Yay!
question that I'd like to know from you is what kind of services do you offer so people will know how to take advantage of your services?
Okay, so I offer consultation services. Everything starts with consultation. And let me tell you why. When you go to get your car worked on, right, and you can tell them what the issue is, they still have to do a diagnostic test. And that's really what the consultation serves as. I want to find out from you what your needs are. It's not just to get money, it's not just that cut and dry, because there are other aspects that feed into that. Whether or not your student is an athlete can be helpful. If they're an artist, a musician, whether or not they have a 3.0 and above, or if they're more on the struggling level, that matters. Whether or not they've taken a standardized test, all of those things matter. So we start with a consultation, which let me give a little plug for right now because of everything that we have going on in the world. I decided to do an abbreviated consult, 30 minutes for $29. 30 minutes for $29 just so that I could really help meet some of the needs that parents have. At being a mom of four, you being a mom of five, I know that they're not unlimited resources. I'm not crazy, if you will. But I also know that you don't want to look at just the cost for things. You have to start to think value. And for me, what the cost is never reflects the value of the services. It never does. I also do
So
packages. Oh, I'm sorry, Kim, go ahead.
let me make sure I say that again because that was a good point that you were making, and I don't want it to be just brushed over.
Okay.
$29 for a
Mm-hmm.
watch party that you're doing, correct? Is that what
So
you're
there are
saying?
two things that I've got going on. We'll talk
Okay.
about the watch party, but let me get there
Okay.
since you said it. I've got a watch party coming up. It's going to be club scholarship, just like D Nice had club quarantine. I've got club
Okay.
scholarship. I'm going to take 30 people to come into my club because I really want it to be intimate. I want to have an opportunity to share my heart with you, like I'm doing here on this interview, but then also give you an opportunity in a group setting to ask some questions. And that opportunity is going to be $29. Now, after we reach 30, I'm shutting it down. But for those 30 people that do attend, you're going to have the opportunity to take advantage of some deferred payments that I offer that I never offer. But I'm going to do
She really
that. I don't.
does.
I don't. But you're going to come into the club, and your price of admission is going to get you access to those promos that you will be able to have at your fingertips to utilize. And what does that mean? It means a package that I have that's normally $950. It's a one-time fee where I find 10 scholarships for you. I'm going to greatly reduce that. And I'm thinking of even doing a payment plan for it because I know that at this point, if you're smart, you're holding on to your cash. And I want to help you hold on to some of it, but I also want to make sure that I can have things be available. So that's the club scholarship that I'm doing. And then beyond that, I'm still doing a 30-minute consultation that still is $29. I'm doing that in honor of my book that I released, Kimberly.
Woo-hoo! And while we're talking about the book, tell everyone the title of your book and how they can get your book.
All
Wait a minute. I think it froze a little bit. Okay. Say it again because it just kind of glitched. Oh, wait a minute. So Shawn will be right back on Something glitched where she's not physically here right now, but we're going to join her right back in as soon as she reconnects, and you're going to hear about books in a minute. So let me do this. Hey, I'm learning technology.
Hey, we're both learning. I'm so sorry. Somebody called.
That's okay. I mean, that's the beautiful part when we're moms and we're friends, and it's like life happens, and
There
it
you
does not.
go.
It doesn't even put a bump in the road. It's okay.
No, we
So,
keep rolling.
what's the name of your book?
So the
And
name
how?
of the name of the book is called Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later. And I am doing pre-orders right now. So what I'll do is share the information for my website, because you can go there and order. And once you put the pre-order in, that book will be to you. The date that I am shooting for is April 30th. April 30th.
Okay.
Is everything okay? Hold on one second.
Okay,
Is
no
everything
problem.
okay?
I was gonna ask, I have an exam of my Spanish playing.
You have an exam on your Spanish?
Can I do that tomorrow?
Yeah, you can do it tomorrow, baby.
Thanks, Mommy.
You're so dedicated. That was a good interruption. My daughter was
Yeah.
asking me, can she do an exam that she has on her Spanish coursework tomorrow, because she's doing a certain amount of classes, coursework that day. Every day
Right.
she has a certain amount of goals of what she's striving to accomplish. So right now she's taking Spanish. So that was a really positive interruption. So let's say it one more time, Shawn, as far as
Okay.
the name of your book,
Absolutely.
how people can get it.
All right. The name of my book is called Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later. It is available on my website at All Roads Education. You're just going to click the link that says book. It actually says Prepare Now. And when you go there, you can click on it. It'll take you to a menu of services, and you'll see the one that has my book that is on pre-order right now for $9.99. Listen, it is a read that is intended to be thought provoking, but it's also a read that will not overwhelm you. So I'm excited to share more of the tips that I've been sharing for years and sharing with different families. But now I've put it in writing so that you have it, you can highlight it, and you can go back to it several times. So those are some of the things that I'm offering right now. I've got that new book coming out. I've got the club scholarship that we're going to be doing this week. Can't decide if I'm going to do it Thursday or Friday, but one of the two. It's going to be on my business webpage, which is Shawn A. Hall on Facebook. And then I'm doing the $29 consult. It's a 30-minute consult. You and me. You don't have to come to me. I don't have to come to you, because we have telephones and computers, and we are going to be right here virtually. So I'm giving you all that I have so that
That's a
you
30
can
minute consult.
30-minute consult. And let me say this, it's a 30-minute consult because I wanted to give people a taste of what I offer. Normally the consults are 1 hour. That's called an express consult, because you would be surprised how fast 30 minutes goes by. It's just like, shoot.
And
But
that 30 minutes is $29.
$29.
And how would they register for that?
They're going to go on my website again, which is All Roads Education. And there you book services, and you'll see it right there. You'll see it right there. And those three things, actually, I've got them highlighted in a little bit of color. I see you playing around a little bit, Kim, with your announcements there. I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to scroll Shawn's website across. Again, it's 30-minute consultation. She's also going to have a watch party, and the details for all of those, along with her book, which is Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later. All of that can be found right on her. Make sure.
Uh-oh, wait for it, y'all. Here it comes.
Scholarship consultant, allroadseducation.org.
It's coming through.
Allroadseducation.org is where you can find all of the information about Shawn A. Hall, founder of allroadseducation.org. Girl, don't give me no technology. I'll
You
start
got
playing
technology. You ready.
show on. I might put out several shows in a given
You
day.
should,
So
and you should.
girl, I'm back in my mojo. If you
You're
want to
there.
be on the Kim Jacobs show, all you have to do is inbox me. Samantha Benson is going to be my guest coming up real soon. She's the one that hooked me up to this technology, and I can't wait to share her story with you, because she is going to be serving as your life insurance specialist. And so Samantha Benson, this is just like a brief
Awesome.
commercial break to tell you
Mm-hmm.
that one of my upcoming guests that you'll be hearing from is Samantha Benson. And she actually contacted me right while this broadcast was going on. And she's probably like, hey, girl, I thought I was getting my interview. So I said, girl, you good. You are going to definitely get your interview as quickly as you want it. And then I also have another young man and his wife, Ethan. They're going to be, him and his wife will be joining me on the Kim Jacobs Show. I have quite a few people. I have some children joining me on Kim Jacobs Show. Miss Zoe. Miss Zoe Hall is going to be interviewed once she has a few things that she has on her schedule already. And she said she'll be in touch with me after lunch to let me know if I can interview her. And we're going to be talking about how children are impacted during this whole coronavirus. So you'll get to hear from Zoe later
Awesome.
today, hopefully, if her schedule permits. And
Shall.
if
It
you
shall.
have a child that wants to jump on the Kim Jacobs Show and share their talent or share their story or share what they're doing to occupy their time during this whole being at home and the coronavirus outbreak, go ahead and hit me up. As my kids say, Mom, you gotta say hit me up or something like that. That's way too hip for me. But you can inbox me. You can reach out to me at Kim at, let me say this, Kim at the Balance Doctor. I love this technology. Okay, let me stop the scroll for 1 second and update this. It's going to be Kim at the balancedoctor.tv. If you want to email me there and let me know, Kim, I would love to be on your show. Donald, if you're looking at this, I saw a communication from you and your wife. They work with children and they have a great program. I'd love to interview you here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Donna Reed, I know I have you coming up here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So you guys are in for a treat to have some
Yes.
guests that are down the pipe coming here on the show. Linda Allen with her Cake, Coffee, and Conversation book. I'd love to go ahead and get
Wow.
you on here. Now that I got this technology, everybody, there's anybody that wants to come on the Kim Jacobs Show, we're going to be all the way live. Girl, it's
I
not
love
going
it.
to. So,
I
Shawn,
love it.
tell everyone who benefits the most from your services.
Who benefits the most from my services? Our parents. Listen, you think that you're helping your child go to college debt free or as debt free as possible, but you're really helping yourself. Why? Because this is money that you're able to keep in your pocket. This is another debt that you don't have to incur. And I know parents want to do well by their children. They want to make sure that their children have the best of everything. But there is an astonishing number of parents who are taking on student loan debt that doesn't even belong to them. Now, I'm not ashamed to say that I'm knocking on 50's door. Not quite there yet, but I'm
Look
knocking on the
good,
door.
girl.
Girl, thank you, girl. Girl,
I'm
thank
not going
you.
to girl.
Yeah,
You
you look good. You look
hey,
awesome. And so think about it. If you've got children that you have, I've got 4 girls, and if I have to take out a loan for each of them, and let's say they're staying at a state school, and right now, if you're going to a UNC public school, that education is running you about $25,000 out the door. We're talking about tuition, living on campus, all of those things. Times
right.
four, that's $100,000. Times 4 kids, that's $400,000. That is a whole house, and that doesn't include the interest. So by the time I finish, I could really be at $750,000, almost $1 million just in education. So as you're getting up in your senior years and you're thinking about you and your spouse, or if you're thinking about just you and what you want to be able to do, the dreams that you want to attain, now you have to get prepared to pay student loan debt. And God forbid if you have your own student loan debt. So it's not just about this benefiting you. And that's why the title of my book is Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later, because later will come. And people always say, well, we can figure it out. And what happens is inevitably you figure it out when you are at the cashier's office with your child and they're telling you the payment every month will be $750. That's an additional $750 to whatever your other household is. Well, can you guarantee your services? I can't guarantee you anything but this, that I will do my very best by you to keep your investment in your child and in your life at the top of the list. I know that I'm going to do it. And look, don't let me outwork you. That's what I always tell parents. Am I outworking you? And,
Shawn,
and
and you're being very nice right now because you will not let yourself outwork any of your
No,
clients.
no.
I have actually been a client of Shawn
Yeah.
Hall, okay? And if she feels like she's working more than you are, she officially lets you know by saying, "Oh, I know." She do that buck if you nut stuff. She,
Yeah.
"I
Knuck if you buck.
or
Yes.
whatever, duck if you buck, whatever." I'm like, is she going off on us? She's like, "Oh, this is your life, Ivan. So you're going to be an active participant in your life, and you're going to get involved. I need this young man by today at 5 p.m." So I was like, "Did you get a message from Miss Shawn Hall?" And they call her Unshawn anyway. But he's like, "Did you get that message?" I was like, "That message was for you, buddy. That's not my assignment."
That's
So
right.
she is very intense when it comes to being able to get the children to be accountable for their own outcome of their own lives. And she also holds parents accountable. She's like, "That's your child. Stay on the child. Put me on a three-way call, but be an advocate and be a part of it. Be involved." And so I'm grateful that you held me accountable because I definitely would have slacked off because it's stuff. And the only reason is I can speak, I'm sure, on behalf of all parents. If you don't feel like you're well versed in an area, then you tend to sometimes shy away from it. And that's the case for me. I was like, "I have no idea about what you're talking about. And you're trying to give me all these assignments." But the assignments really were easy once we started to do them. They
Mm-hmm.
just had to be done. So
Yeah,
sometimes
that's it.
the baby steps in going and moving forward makes a difference. So what you're
And
saying,
that's it. I mean, I love educating my parents and my students so that they can know how to do this. Because guess what? This is what I live. I was able to, and this is a very important part. I'm sorry I didn't say it earlier. What makes me an expert in the field? And I hear that all the time. What makes you the expert? I went to Bennett debt free, no loan. I went to Southeastern University debt free, no loans. I went to the George Washington University debt free, no loans. When I say I went to them, I attended and I graduated. I have the receipts, the degrees from all of those universities, and I didn't pay a dime because I used what I'm sharing with you all. I had to stay on myself because my mom didn't have it. She did not have it. And I knew if I was going to go and get this degree, I was going to have to get it because of something I had here and something I had in here. And so I want to help you unearth every single thing that is in your child so that you don't have to unearth every single thing that you have in your pocket and in your accounts.
girl, I'm looking down because I'm actually typing stuff too. I'm
Yes.
using my new technology.
Yes.
So what makes Shawn Hall the expert? She went to school debt free.
That's
So
it.
she went to Bennett. She went where else?
Southeastern University,
Southeastern University. Where else?
the George Washington University.
George Washington University, debt free. Because exactly what she's teaching us, she also was living it. She was
Yep.
practicing what she was preaching. And
Yep.
that's important for people to do. Practice what you preach. She, as the expert, as a scholarship expert, knows exactly what she's talking about because she's done it for her own life. And that makes a difference. All
That's it.
right, Shawn, I am so excited
Hey.
that you were on today on the Kim Jacobs Show. Is there anything, I know you talked a lot about scholarships and education in your new book, Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later, and how
Yes.
people can get it. They can get it. I'm going to scratch out of here for a second and scroll down here. As a scholarship consultant, you can get her book at allroadseducation.org.
.com.
Oh my God,
That's
girl,
okay. I'm an
correctly.
allroadseducation.com. It's okay.
All Roads Education. Let me update it. You
That's
can get
me.
Shawn Hall's book, Prepare Now, Don't Pay Later, on allroadseducation.com. You can also reach out about her watch party, which is only $29. You can also reach
Whoop.
out to her about her one-on-one 30-minute consultations, which is also only $29, right at allroadseducation.com. Now, I've
Yes.
talked a lot from the business perspective, Shawn. Can you tell us anything personal that you'd like to share with people? Anything that you personally may want to just say, "Hey, I want to tell some people this about my life," whatever it might be.
Absolutely. I think that I know that scripture is important in my life. The word of God is alive in my life. And so there's a scripture that says that we ought to do well to those who are among the household of faith. And with that, I know that Kimberly is among the household of faith. As a believer and as her friend, I continue to sow into what she is doing because this is good ground. And so, if you are a business owner and you're looking for an interview, certainly she's going to interview you because she is a professional. She loves what she does. Also, she loves to help people. And I'm going to challenge every business owner, every individual that wants to get an interview. I sowed a seed into Gabe's Heart Foundation at $50. I'm asking you to meet me or beat me. Meet me at the $50 or beat me, because this is money that goes into the community. I've been out with Kim when we've done random acts of kindness, and I've seen the surprise. I've seen the disbelief that someone would be so kind as to pay for their groceries, pay for someone's nails, give them gas. And at a time like this, in a pandemic, when we are all trying to figure out what the new normal is, it's still a blessing to give. And so if you have it within you and you're looking for an organization to sow into, Gabe's Heart Foundation is that foundation. You can go right on Cash App. It's $Gabe's Heart and give. I think that it will continue to impact our local community. I know this business owner. I know what she's about. And I think that, not I think, I know that this is someone that you want to connect with and you want to continue serving your community. So that's my personal outcome for today.
I realized that the whole interview, I sat with my shoulders up like this because I'm actually typing and I'm trying to learn the technology for the first.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this was a really good experience. Do
This
you?
was great. This was great. I'm thinking I need to download this too. My God.
It's BeLive.tv and
Okay.
BeLive, yeah, BeLive.tv, and it's very simple to use. I love it, and I don't know the people or anything, but I'm really grateful that I got this experience with it. One of my upcoming guests, Samantha Benson, actually shared this technology with me, and
Awesome.
that'll be coming up soon.
Thank you,
Don,
Samantha.
yeah, thank you, Samantha. Donald's going to be coming up. I know Ricky's reached
Awesome.
out about an interview, and who else? Donna Reed, and let me not forget Zoe when her schedule permits. She's going to be representing some of the children, very young children, about what's going on from her perspective as a child dealing with the coronavirus outbreak and being home, now being technically homeschooled. So how is that vary for children? If you have a child, Antoinette, I know, Jen Wright, if you want to let me interview your daughter, oh my gosh, she would just love it. And she'd be so animated and start singing. I love any of your children that you give permission to be on the Kim Jacobs Show and let them share their stories, let them share their talents. This is an opportunity for us to get the word out about different
That's
things.
right.
Some of you guys may have some young people that love to rap, that love to sing, that love to dance. Guess what? I can feature them right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. All
I
right.
love it.
Shawn Hall, Shawn A. Hall, founder of All Roads Education.com. Make sure you go and get all the services that she's asking you to support today. Shawn, thank you so much for being my guest. You want to say
Thank you
something?
for having me. Hey, if they would pull up to my Shawn A. Hall page on Facebook, I would love it.
Shawn A. Hall on Facebook. You see how I'm saying it like I'm doing it slow.
It's okay.
A. Hall, because I'm typing it. Shawn A. Hall is where you can go to connect with Shawn on Facebook. She has lots of good services that's coming out, especially while she's back at home herself. She's able to whip out a lot of different things to you guys as a community. So be on the lookout for those right at Shawn A. Hall on Facebook. All right. If you have not subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show, make sure you
Do
go
it
and do
now.
that. Go do that. It's on YouTube. You can subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Turn on your notifications and tell all of your friends. I am excited to be hosting this show. Excited
Woo.
to have you all as my audience. Shawn, I'm super grateful that you came on today and allowed me to have you be my first guest here on this new technology. I love, 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 love you. Love,
I
love, love,
love
love.
you too. This was great. Thank you for having me on. This is another first with you. I love it.
Another first with each other.
Another
That's
first. Yeah.
like Oprah has her Gail, or I don't know if Gail has her Oprah, whatever way. It doesn't really matter one or the other. They're friends and they are like there for each other throughout life. So I feel like we have a friendship like that as well.
Yes, we do.
Inseparable, fun, lots of first moments.
Lots of first moments, lots of fun.
And you're always there. So thank you, Shawn, for being on
Thank you,
today.
Kim.
Thank you all for tuning in. Connect with Shawn A. Hall on Facebook, and get all of her goodies that she's going to be offering you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. I don't know how to end this, so I got to figure out where to go to end. Oh my gosh. There. So make sure you go to Shawn A. Hall on Facebook and learn more about all of her wonderful services through allroadseducation.com.
Woo.
Take care, and thank you for tuning in today. It's been my
Thank
honor,
you,
my
Kim.
pleasure to serve you. Thank you, Shawn.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
I love you, love you, love you.
Love you. Bye-bye.